Hello
Hello
to you, patrons, and welcome once again to the restaurant where I hope you came ravenously hungry to devour a fresh, new recipe. And this time, it's not an Italian one for a change. Yes, I have decided to venture into uncharted culinary waters. Something more bollocksy? Wait, is that even a word?
I'm extremely confused.
Dear patrons, I know the questions burning in your minds in this very moment. So, what's this bloody recipe then? What fresh hell are you serving us, loyal gluttons? The answer is simple. Let's call it a fusion of tradition meets utter bollocks. I dub it linguine with demonic sauce, garnished with a sprinkling of absurd claims here and there. To be fair, I've never attempted it before, but the idea came from the renowned chef of the paranormal, someone whose claims reach such dizzyingly heights of absurdity even the League of Extraordinary Fakers would say, "Mate, you're going too far." I speak, of course, of Chef Chris Bors. I know some of you are thinking, that name rings a bell, but where from? Well, if that's the case, you're likely into gaming and remember his high-rate gamer persona from the late 2000s to the mid-2010s, releasing video game reviews, first covering all the NES games, then transitioning to more modern titles. One could say his style of skits, jokes and editing borrowed heavily from a certain content creator, you know, James Rolfe, aka the Angry Video Game Nerd. Yeah, I know, a total unknown of the platform, right? Oh, and probably because Beardo talked about him a few months back in a video.
We're about to check out the world's first ghost behaviorist and his very scientific methods.
In any case, that's just context. We won't be discussing his reviewer career, but focusing on his other passion, the paranormal. Yes, my patrons, Mr. Bors fancies himself not just an investigator traipsing about abandoned buildings fully equipped with gadgets galore. No. He has transcended to the Ghost Doctor. Or if you prefer, the Ghost Behaviorist.
My name is Chris Bors, and I'm the world's first ghost behaviorist.
I can hear the sound of your brains cringing while trying to process the insanity of this claim. Because, yeah, there is no other way to describe it. Pure insanity. Apparently, thanks to his many years in the field as an investigator, he developed such knowledge that he can recognize the behaviors of ghosts, demons, specters, elves, dragons, halflings, elementals, and pixies. Sorry, I tried to expand his curriculum a bit. You know, these days ghosts and demons alone just won't cut it anymore.
She's a witch!
And self-proclaimed ghost doctor, where he probably thinks he can diagnose and treat spiritual ailments.
Hi, everybody!
Hi, Dr. Nick.
Oh, I can imagine him prescribing exorcist pills for unruly poltergeist and assault circle suppository for demonic possessions. Oh boy, I just thought how painful can be a suppository made out of salt straight into your... Well, you get it. Jesus Christ, he will burn like hell! Which is right appropriate given the topic. And this world's first ghost behaviorist claim? I literally can't even. Wait, does he think that ghosts are misbehaving puppies and need obedience training? No, Casper, no ectoplasmic puddles on the carpet, the bad ghost. Okay. Give me a second, guys, give me a second. Oh man, the arrogance of this guy to declare himself an authority on paranormal behavior. What is his PhD? In spectrology? Phantasmology? I bet his dissertation was a behavioral study of ghosts failing to haunt properly. Oh boy, how can I take this guy seriously? Okay, but seriously, does this mean he's like a ghost whisperer life coach? Demons, repeat after me. I am good enough, I am smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like possessing me.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
He is so into this kind of stuff that he even has a website. Wait for it, his personal website where he goes into details on what he's all about. Let's have a look. Exploring the spirit mindset, ghost classifications. Chris Boers, leading ghost behaviorist, has developed a groundbreaking ghost classification chart through extensive paranormal research and psychological analysis. Oh wow, this is just brilliant. A groundbreaking ghost classification chart? More like the ramblings of a guy who got his paranormal expertise from a BuzzFeed quiz. Let's see, we got Hungry Ghost. I'm guessing those are the spirits who failed the keto diet in the afterlife. Maybe they'll haunt the fridge for some ectoplasmic snacks. Then the Confused Ghost category is just for the dearly departed who haven't figured out they are dead yet. Hey Spirit Realm, why is everyone walking through me at Dennis? And of course a classic, the Stuck Ghost. You know, the ones who failed to move into the light because they couldn't figure out the TV remote is the issue? But my favorite has to be the Helper Ghosts. Oh, how precious! Tiny spiritual assistants doing chores. Thanks, Casper, for helping with the dishes. Just don't ask where that ectoplasm came from. The Wandering Ghost category is just for the spiritually challenged who can't read a spectral map. Oh no, I got off at the wrong haunting stop again. As for parasite ghosts that feed off people and places? So basically, he's describing the plot of the movie Ghost. Unwanted phantom house guests mooching our energy and overstaying their welcome. But wait, the real kicker is the destructive ghost with their uncontrollable need to, what, smash things with poltergeist powers? Remodel the house with ectoplasmic interior decorating? I'm picturing rampant spiritual Karen behavior here. This wallpaper is disgusting. I demand to Spectre the manager. Hey, Spectre the manager. Hey, see what I did there? Hey, okay, it's a bad joke, Jesus. The idea of ghosts having emotional spirals and anger issues is so perfectly on brand for a paranormal researcher. Of course, the person who takes ghosts way too seriously would project human psychosis onto them. Boers really went full hello fellow kids energy by trying to categorize the entire spirit realm into trendy buzzwords and pop culture stereotypes. As if ghosts are just going through some vaporous existential crisis. This belongs in a terrible paranormal fan fiction, not claimed as legitimate psychological analysis. The fact he's trying to pass off these laughable stereotypes as some sort of a breakthrough research? Priceless. He's basically a ghost phrenologist at this point. And besides, based on what evidence he can claim these behaviors to be accurate? I repeat it several times and I'm gonna repeat it now. To this day, no evidence of the existence of ghost or an afterlife was ever found. Katzel! Okay, let's continue with this website and let's see what he's here to sell. Ghost Doctor cleansing packages? Oh boy, the situation went from cringe meets insanity to total scam artist territory worthy of its own multi-level marketing scheme. Join my spiritual downline and become a Ghostbuster boss, babe. Gesù Giuseppe Maria. So, for only $29.99 US, you can get the standard package, great for cleansing stage 2 hauntings. What the F is a stage haunting? Oh, I see. He is making up tears in order to sound more serious. I get it. Well, I can do the same, Chris. There you go. Ecco qua. And that's actually more realistic, Chris. So, the standard won't get you very far. You can cleanse shadows, knockings, nightmares, and touching. Wait, touchings? We are going too far away from the PG territory and I don't like it one bit. Next package, silver one for only $49 and great for cleansing stage 3 bollocks. You will get rid of voices. I hear voices in my head. Bed shaking. I know what you are thinking.
Yes!
You naughty people. Sleep paralysis, shadow man, hot cold fluctuation. Well, he can defy even laws of physics apparently. Nice. And footsteps. Well, I'd say that till now you listed mostly things that can only be properly addressed by a trained specialist. Nice job, Chris. But wait, if you truly want to waste your money in a proper way, then the gold package is what you truly need. For only $69 US, you can cleanse all stage 3 bollocks plus full-blown apparitions for which there was any evidence, out of control emotions, and for that I still suggest to seek the help of a professional, scratches / physical harm which is mostly caused by ourselves, especially when it comes to scratches. You know, it occurs often when you suffer from dry skin, therefore changing type of shower gel will be the cheaper solution. Abduction dreams? What the F? And no, wait a second. Thoughts of unaliving oneself and thoughts of unaliving someone else? Chris, are you claiming that your stupid, useless, worthless package can cleanse such thoughts? Are you serious? What is wrong with you? Look, man, if people suffer from these type of thoughts, they need to consult a specialist, someone who is trained in this sort of stuff. This is no matter of jokes, people. And here is where I draw the line. Chris, now we have a problem. As a content creator who leans towards comedy, I try to make fun of everything and anything, but there are certain topics that I would never joke about, and one of this topic is unaliving oneself. If you have such thoughts or you know someone who has such thoughts, please consult a specialist. Seek the help of a trained professional. Apologies for the interruption. Let's try to get this video back on track and let's see what else Mr. Bors sells in his Shop of Stupidity Unleashed. Haunted Toledo paperback book. Probably a recollection of haunted places that he thinks are inhabited by his imaginary friends. And it's signed. Oh, absolutely worth the $18.99 US price tag. Then what else? Ghost Doctor Toolkit. Holy water, smudge stick, and a bag with a cross. $34.99 US for dried leaves and water. That's pricey. And snake oil. No other way to define it. Oh, but wait. The cherry on top? His YouTube channel, where he just posts very short videos about his ideas and experiences, which are easily summed up with one word. Stupid. And I wanted just to watch with you a small video of merely 6 minutes titled Demons Affecting Cars. Let's hear it then.
guys, Chris the Ghost Doctor here. Now I know I've been kind of slacking on making new videos about ghosts and the ghost world and things like that, but there's a reason. There's been a lot of crazy things happening around me, the family, lately, and a lot of it is just very debilitating.
Family first, we get it, Chris. Now let's hear the expert analysis.
And just, that's their intent. And I know a lot of people are like, the spirit world doesn't exist, and demons don't exist, blah, blah, blah.
Oh yes, we're meant to be compelled by the profound evidence you have presented so far on paranormal behavior.
And I'm going to tell you a story right now that'll make you a believer.
Of course, why would we need actual proof when we have the esteemed word of a self-proclaimed ghost behaviorist? Do enlighten us more, please.
Because when this stuff unfolds, it unfolds in the most uncanny ways. Like I've read a couple books of exorcists, and I've got a couple friends that are exorcists, and at me as a ghost doctor, what I'm doing, I don't exorcise people, but I exorcise houses from ghosts, so it's a form of exorcism.
Bollocks.
Makes me think that allegedly charging fees to exorcise houses sounds more like an exploitative scam than any real exorcism, in my opinion. Your website offerings seem to confirm as much, Chris. But again, I may be wrong.
So, and when you do that, these things get very upset with you and come after you in certain ways. And some of these stories that some of these exorcists have, it's just jaw-dropping.
For the most part, these are just stories, and during exorcism, a new level of interpretation of the situation arises, especially when there are other believers involved. They can easily interpret a person using another person as a sort of leverage to put their feet on the wall, as the possessed was climbing on the wall. Not to mention, as said already in other videos, exorcists from the Catholic Church at least, they use the help of psychiatrists and psychologists when they have to assess a case of alleged possession. And in the overwhelming majority of cases, turns out that the possessed needs just psychological assistance. But of course you know all this stuff, Chris. After all, you are a doctor. The Ghost Doctor, PhD in bullshitology.
These stories are incredible. So I'm going to share with you something that happened quite recently that just blew me away. I don't even know how to put it into words.
Come on, tap into the part of the brain responsible for creating fantasies, and you will indeed find the words, Chris. I know you can.
But, this all started when my daughter got off school. It was about 3:30, and she's a new driver, so she was driving home from school, and all of a sudden her car died on her. She called us crying, and she's like, I don't know what happened, the car just died, and blah blah blah. So I was going through the checklist with her. I was like, okay, is this wrong? So we went through the checklist, and it turned out it was a battery issue.
A battery issue, which can happen. Okay, where's the paranormal element?
So I'm like, okay, I'll call a tow truck. We'll get this taken care of. Don't worry. So about 5 minutes later, she calls back and she's like, oh, cancel the tow truck. I got my car started. And I was just like, okay, that's weird.
Weird if you want to interpret it that way. Could it be just a loose cable that was not properly making contact with the battery itself?
Fine, all right. So I canceled the tow. So now, mind you, that was 3:30. Now, a couple hours later, it's about 7:30. Got another call from our oldest daughter, and she's at college, and she called us crying, and same thing. She was driving, car just died on her.
Again, Chris, to me, this goes under the category shit happens. Plus, we have also to consider, is the car new? When was the last time said car had a full checkup? Information that are vital in order to have a better context that our doctor here is omitting, pushing a narrative that, in my opinion, is not there at all. But hey, I might be wrong.
And we're like, wait a minute, and mind you, it's a different car as well. It's not the same car, same exact issue. So went through the checklist again with her, and it turned out that it was another battery issue. And I was like, I think I know what's going on here.
Yeah, me too. Stop buying cheap batteries. Problem solved.
Because you watch these ghost hunting shows, you'll see that one of the main things that happen is that ghosts will come in and drain batteries. Now, this is the first time I've ever heard a spirit draining a car battery, and I didn't know that was possible.
For Pete's sake, you didn't know that this was not possible because it's not possible. Ghosts don't drain batteries. Hear me out, Chris. First prove that ghosts exist, and then we can discuss about if this rumor is real or not.
Because, it holds so much juice, but here we go. So I called a tow, and this time I told her, try every 5-10 minutes ago to restart the car, and it never started. And granted, this battery is a little bit older than the other battery from the first instance, so I think in the first case, something came in, tried to drain all the battery juice out of it, but I couldn't do it fully, where this one, it's an older battery, so yeah, it mission accomplished.
Forget about logical explanation. The ghost drained the batteries. In the first case, the battery was newer, therefore the ghost managed to stuff themselves up and couldn't finish the job. But in this case, in the second case, oh my lord have mercy, they finished the job because the battery was older. Do you bloody listen to yourself, Chris? Please, Chris, help me to understand. Do you come up on the spot with this nonsense, or each time you go to bed they come as an epiphany? The only thing that is draining here is my neurons, who are begging me to stop this video because they are so tired to process all this nonsense you are able to spit.
Now, if you want to say, okay, that's just a weird coincidence.
Yes, I want to say it. It is indeed a coincidence, where in the first case I assume a cable was loose a bit, and in the second case the battery, being old, was already dying. Case closed, Sherlock Bowers.
Check this out. A day later, okay, so when her car broke down, for the second car broke down, her boyfriend came, picked her up, and took care of, was there when the tow person arrived and all that stuff. So the very next day, about midday, his car broke down. Turns out it was a battery issue. I kid you not.
You folks indeed need to change whoever sells you the batteries.
So this is the kind of thing that we're dealing with. Like I deal with this stuff all the time, where it's like, are you kidding me? And there's been other stuff that's happened around my wife that I'm sure she doesn't want me sharing, because it's just all crazy with that. But
probably, and I am assuming here, she doesn't want to share those stories because she's aware of your ability to enrich said stories with paranormal mumbo jumbo that it's not there. Just guessing here, as I said, but I'm sure this video was not made only to tell us a story about how to DIY your car, right, Chris?
I just got a new book released. It's out on Amazon. It's back on Amazon. I can't believe it. It's called Ghost Behaviors. And I got to sit here and talk about this stuff in a couple of future videos. This is one of the things I wanted to do.
And there you have it, folks. Here's the real reason of this video, advertising his new book. Ghost Behaviors, Ghost Hunting 2.0. Make no mistake, people. This is indeed a better version of the previous of one because it's 2.0. Chris, what was wrong with the 1.9 patch of the book? Is this version capable to give some real evidence this time?
But this thing, every chapter is chock full of stuff that the demonic world does not want you to know.
The demonic world doesn't want us to know? What in the actual F are you talking about? This is an Andrew Tate meets demons kinds of thing. Ah, those are dreadful higher demonic power. They own the Matrix and they are preventing you from reaching your dreams. But fear not, because I, the Ghost Doctor, know all their secrets.
And I'm not just saying that to say it. Like this stuff will blow your mind, the stuff that I put in here.
Oh, I'm sure it will blow my mind for the amount of stupidity one can find contained in a single book.
So that's the kind of stuff that happens, and they've shut my accounts down. I've had payment processors shut down, and there's no logic to it. I go back and I ask these people, why did you shut my account down? They will not give me an answer, and even they can't explain.
Number 1, who are you referring to? Number 2, which accounts were shut down? Number 3, you truly sound like Andrew Tate here. I swear it, guys. My brain just gave up. It tapped out. Just like that. Well, to wrap things up, Chris Bohr's transformation from the infamous irate gamer to a peddler of unethical snake oil remedies is truly disheartening. His new business of selling cleansing packages that even claims to address the thoughts of unaliving somebody or unaliving oneself is not only wildly unqualified, but flirts with illegality. Promising to unveil demonic secrets as if he's the protagonist of a third-rate Matrix knockoff is pure douchebaggery straight from the Andrew Tate school of misogynistic bravado, in the paranormal sense, of course. Let's be very clear, and as I said before, anyone struggling with heavy intrusive thoughts of harming themselves or others is in desperate need of professional qualified help. Not the quasi-spiritual quackery of a self-help huckster selling books that claim to banish inner demons through some ancient rituals. In my opinion, Bohr's is essentially running a shoddy timeshare con, but instead of vacation packages, the product is his unfounded assertions that can cure your existential dread. This is exploitation verging on illegality. At the end of the day, allowing alleged charlatan scammers like the former irate gamer to have a platform creates an ecosystem where human suffering gets rebranded and resold as a mystical affliction. We have an obligation to call out these pseudo-spiritual snake oil salesmen trying to profit by branding the mentally ill as demonically possessed in need of their services. Preying on the vulnerable for monetary gain is unacceptable. Perhaps before lecturing others on exorcising inner demons, Bohr's should first exercise his own delusions of grandeur. His said attempts to rebrand as the next Deepak Chopra are more unintentionally comedic than any imaginary poltergeist. The only thing haunting here is how painfully unqualified this former internet renter is to be dispersing any form of psychological advice. And that, dear patrons, is my personal bottom line in this whole situation. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for staying with me and listen to this big rant. As I always say, stay safe, stay awesome, be always happy, and I see you all the next time. Ciao!